Welcome to the Contractors Secret Weapon Radio Podcast, the show dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, and others in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over their competition. Get ready for some inspiration, some encouragement, some proven business building strategies, and a couple of new ideas that can take your business to the next level and beyond. And now, broadcasting from the Contractors Secret Weapon Studio, it's Pete Mitchell and Dave Negri.
Hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractors Secret Weapon, your other special co-host. It's a wonderful day.
And this is the other special co-host, Pete Mitchell for Contractor Secret Weapon. So we got a fun topic today. This is actually going to be a cool one. So for those of you who've been listening to the podcast regularly, you know that Dave and I have a mastermind group that's starting, and we've been putting out Facebook ads, things like that, running ads for this event that we got coming up. And so one of the things that we do is we've got our 9 steps. We call it the Contractor Secret Weapon Solution to get from where you are to where it is you're trying to get to in your business. And we basically show you, here's how you can double your clients over the next 60 days. And if you want to get those 9 steps, you can get them at cswsolution.com. Again, cswsolution.com, because it's going to help you get from A to Z, everything you're trying to do. So in running these ads, we run people through our funnel, which you're going to learn all about in step 5, how we use social media to get clients and how you can use social media to get clients. And I literally had a call earlier today with a great business owner, actually not a contractor. So Facebook showed our ad to him. He reached out. Part of our sales cycle, our funnel, if you will, is texting, right? So as soon as someone opts in, I have my system automatically send them a text message. And if they reply back, because only about 20% do, I get that and I can start a conversation with them, right? So I use an automated system, which is the third pillar in our system, to start a conversation with someone. And then I only have to talk to the people who want to talk to me, right? That's what Dave and I are always talking about. Just deal with the ones who want to deal with you. And so we had great conversation. He's like, hey, look, I realize you guys you're doing this thing for contractors. I'm not a contractor. My business, and I'm going to like totally do a disservice to his business. So I'm just going to, because it's something I've never heard of before, right?
Yeah.
So what he does is he helps people quit smoking with the use of a laser. I don't know how to put it any other way than that, right?
Well, that's pretty cut and dry.
I mean, I'm sure it's more than that, right? I'm sure it's, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been through it. But it was an interesting business. And whenever I hear someone who's doing an interesting business, I want to talk to that person because I want to know what they're doing. I'm a collector of marketing ideas, right? So a great talk with this guy. Really like what this guy is doing. And basically, he was a convert of it, right? So I think he said it was 14 years ago. He quit smoking when someone used this system on him, used this laser system on him, and he'd been a chain smoker before that, and he quit smoking. So he's his own example.
Those are the best ones, really. Yeah, those are the best ones, absolutely.
I became such a believer in this because it worked on me, therefore I want to help you guys with it. So I asked him, I said, all right, what do you charge for this? And he goes, we charge $359. I'm like, how did you arrive at that number? And he goes, the national average of what someone spends in a month on cigarettes is $359. And so we took the national average, and that's what we decided to charge for our service.
Okay.
So I keep going with him. I go, okay, so tell me, what's the number one problem you have in your business? And of course, it's getting clients, right? It's the same one everyone has.
Sure.
So I said, okay, so let's say someone comes to you and he goes, well, everyone thinks it's snake oil, which, okay, someone's using a laser to help you quit smoking.
Okay.
I get that, right? My first gut reaction would be, it's snake oil too.
Yeah, I'm going, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because...
No, I understand that because it's just not... It's on the fringe. It's on the fringe.
It's on the fringe, right?
Yeah.
I totally get how someone would think that was snake oil. I would think it was snake oil. So we're talking more, and I'm like, okay, I already know how I would fix that problem.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, so I got to hear yours, and then I'll tell you what mine is. What's your solution to fix that?
What, to the snake oil?
Yeah, the snake
or
oil.
somebody that's their first thought. Dude,
Yeah.
it's at first of all, the $359 is not a good price.
Agreed completely.
I mean, come on, really. So you're going to spend $359 in 1 month. That's $4,000 for the year. $19.99 minimum.
Minimum, right?
Minimum. And if it doesn't work, we give you your money back.
Dude, we are of like mind.
Yeah.
Of like mind.
Yeah. No risk. No risk to the customer.
That was my point exactly. I go, first of all, I would at least be charging $3,000. I mean, that's not even a full year's expense.
Yeah. You look at the money you're going to save next year and the year after.
But not to mention the health benefits, which means you're going to save how much more money? 15,
Oh, yeah. Just in not
20,000?
going to the doctor and all that other stuff. So you got $359 times 12. That's 40. That's a nice vacation, dude.
I'm telling you, right? So I'm looking at that going, okay, first of all, minimum $3,000. I mean, and I said at one point in the conversation, I was like, you at least got to do $999, right? Or, you know, but this $359, I go, part of the reason why people see it as snake oil is because it's so cheap. And I'm like, you're looking at it going, well, the patch is X, the gum is X.
Yeah.
And that's how you've come up with your price. But no, yours is the solution that works. Set a price that's real. Now, let's say it's $3,000. Now you have the money to advertise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you offer the money back guarantee, just like you said, Dave. I feel like I taught you well, except I know I didn't teach you that. I mean, I'm
in
like,
a heartbeat. That would be the first thing I'd offer.
boom, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, are you going to have to give people their money back? Of course, because some people are still going to smoke.
Sure.
Not because your system didn't work, but because mentally they just don't really want to quit.
But I'll guarantee you that it would be less than 5% returns.
I don't even care. What if it was 10%? What if it was 20%?
Yeah. Well, you've got the money for the marketing. You got money. Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So his goal is 10 clients a month at $359, right? So that's $3,500 a month. And I'm like, okay, that's a problem right here. You can't live off of that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I mean, I know what state he lives in, and so you actually probably could pull it off because of where he lives. I've got 2 clients in that state, and I'm like, well, yeah, you can pull off $3,500 there, but why if you don't have to?
I understand.
So yeah, I mean, like even your price, if it's $2,000, I mean, here's the thing: if it's a legitimate thing that can actually help people, they can pay. And so he asked me the question. He goes, "Well, here's the thing: when I talk to smokers and I tell them $359, they go, 'You're crazy. You got to make it cheaper.' And he goes, 'When I talk to non-smokers, they always tell me you got to bump up the price.' And I go, here's the problem: you're talking to people who aren't serious about quitting smoking.
Right.
That's not the same as who your market is. Just because they're a smoker doesn't mean they're your market.
Right. He's looking for the 3 to 5% that are drop dead. And that's in any business.
Yeah.
You're looking for the 3 to 5% that want to change, that need to change, and are willing to do whatever it takes. It's just like in the construction industry. You know, you look if you're doing a maintenance program, you're looking for the 3 to 5% of the people who actually do take care of their house and think about the benefits of, I'm not going to have to fix anything when I go to sell it.
Right.
So you're always just looking for 3 to 5%. Everyone thinks, I got this huge market. No, the smaller the pie, the more profit you can make.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this thing going, literally, if your goal is 10 clients, I go, first of all, raising it to $3,000, you'd probably end up with like 20 clients a month because it is a one-time sale, right? He's like, They quit smoking and then they're not coming back to us. So I get it. So again,
I mean, the referral program's going through my head right now.
That's the other thing too, right? Every smoker smokes with someone else. They don't smoke alone. I mean, Yeah, referral program like crazy. And I was like, look, I'd be doing video ads on Facebook like there's no tomorrow. And I'd literally be telling my story.
Yeah.
I was talking about that before the call, how we're using it in our business to drive leads into our business. And I'm like, I would be running video ads like there's no tomorrow. But you can't do that if you're charging $359. It's not possible.
No, it's no. That's crazy.
I mean, if you think about it, right? If you were charging $3,000 and this guy's marketing budget went from basically
Zero?
non-existent to, hey, I can afford to spend, I mean, you could afford more than this, but let's say you're charging $3,000 or even you're $2,000, whatever. I'm going to spend $1,000 out of every one of those. I mean, in 1 month, you'd have $10,000 to spend on advertising.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell me you can't get 10 clients if you spend $10,000? Come on. So I go, how many people in America smoke? And he goes, there's 60 million smokers. I go, so in other words, everyone in America either smokes or knows someone who smokes. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, tell the story, charge enough so you can actually make some money.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so let's say you got 10, so now that's $30,000. You spend $10,000 on ads. And let's say out of those 10, 2 of them refund. That's $6,000, right? So now we're at, what is that, 14,000 net?
Yeah.
14,000 take home instead of 3,500 take home. Which would you rather have? And that's given back 10%.
Yeah.
Or 20%. That's giving back. That's 20% saying they can't do it.
Nobody thinks big enough for the reason they only think about what they need to live on.
Right.
You know, you got to think about what you need to live on, what you need to expand on, what you need to do repairs on. I mean, it's just not, I remember years ago when I used to run painting crews, I'd get every once in a while, I'd get somebody that said, well, I'm quitting because I'm going into my own business. So that's awesome. I applaud everybody who's going to go into business for themselves. I go, but tell me why. And this is how long ago. I was paying them $12 an hour. This was 20 years ago. Well, I can make 14.
Oh my gosh, $2. Oh my gosh.
I said, really? I said, awesome. How many jobs you got? Oh, what do you mean? I said, if you don't have any work, you got no job.
Right.
So it's thinking beyond what I need to live on. It's going that extra.
But it's also thinking about what is the real value that I'm bringing to someone.
Right.
So what's really the value of quitting smoking? Is it I don't pay $359 a month on cigarettes? That's not the real value. Like that's hard. Some people will quit because of the expense, but that's
most of it's because of health.
Right.
Yeah, or they don't want that. They realize they're being controlled by something.
Right.
And they don't want to be controlled anymore. They don't want to be addicted, whatever the case may be. They don't want to have stinky clothes. I mean, I know with the title company, they have a no smoking, no hire policy.
Mm.
You smoke, that's, let us know, but we're not going to hire you.
Yeah.
Because too many people find it offensive, just the smell.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's the real value when you understand what you're really bringing to the table and you charge accordingly. Like, and I even used us as the example when I'm talking to him. I go, look, Dave and I got a program. It's not the cheapest program out there, but we also realize the value that we're bringing.
Right.
Like, we're going to help someone who's maybe a 7-figure earner go and finally, make another million or finally crush the 8-figure mark. I mean, we realize the value that we're bringing. So why am I going to lower what I'm going to accept for that knowledge? I don't need you as a client so bad that I'm going to take less money.
Right.
And I know the value that I bring.
Yeah. No, I agree. And everyone, no matter what business you're in, you need to realize what you're bringing to the table. It's not just I'm painting somebody's house or I'm pressure cleaning or I'm putting a new roof on. There are other things that add value to what you're doing.
Right.
It's not just the service. But basically what he's doing in this particular case is he's comparing himself with the patch and all the other stuff, and he doesn't want to raise the price. So what he's doing, instead of standing out, he's putting himself in as a commodity.
Right.
So he's going to blend in.
A higher priced commodity, because the patch and stuff is a little bit cheaper than that. I think it's like $150 to $200. Yeah. So it becomes the higher price, and it's snake oil, right? Because you're just trying to take my money. But when you have a price that's so much higher, people then go, okay, well, for them to charge that much, this thing must be legit.
Right.
Like there's a weight loss center near me, and their fee is like $5,000.
Whoa.
And it's like, why would you pay $5,000? Because it must work, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the impression that you get. Now, by the way, they tell you the exact same things that my buddy told me to do, and it's no different, right?
And you say $5,000.
When I say $5,000, actually, he cost me a lot more than that. But that's a whole nother story. But but my point is that. But yeah, people like we learned this in Robert Cialdini's book Influence. So in the book Influence, he tells this great story, a true story of this gal who had a store. It was in the middle of this, vacation area, and the tour buses used to always stop at her store. And this was at a time when turquoise was really in here in the United States.
I know this story, yeah.
Yeah. And so she had all this turquoise, and she couldn't sell it. No one's buying it. And she herself was going on vacation the next week, so she leaves a note for her assistant to mark off the turquoise half off because she wanted to get rid of it. I can't remember exactly how she wrote it. So her assistant reads it and ends up selling all of the turquoise. And so the lady comes back and she's like, "Oh, you sold it all. That's awesome. What was the final price that you sold it at?" It turns out she misinterpreted the note and thought that the boss was telling her to double the price of the turquoise. So she did. She doubles the price of the turquoise, and everyone sells out. Why? Because when we as humans look at something and we're like, well, I don't really know if this is a good value or not, the one thing we can always use that tells us if it's a good value is price.
Right.
The more expensive something is, the more valuable it must be. This must be the good turquoise, right? This must be a good car. It's $100,000. This must be the right way to lose weight. It's $5,000.
Right. Absolutely.
This must be the right way to quit smoking. It's $3,000. That's what you're going for, is you want people to go, okay, this must be legit because of how much they're charging. And then they offer a money-back guarantee. Well, then I don't have any risk. How serious do you want to quit smoking?
That's the key. It's no risk.
Yeah.
I can put the risk on me no matter what I do, then the customer, that's a buy sign. I mean, it's just one of those things that they don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
That's why I love guarantees.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes the risk, like you said, right off of their shoulders, puts it on mine. What's the problem? I'm guaranteeing your money back.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. Money back. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it's funny, man. You and I think exactly alike, right? Yeah. Raise the price dramatically and offer a money back guarantee. Problem solved. Next problem. What's the next one?
Next one.
So anyway, guys, I hope you get some ideas out of this that you can use in your own business. And, again, to plug the mastermind that Dave and I are leading, head on over to cswsolution.com. Sign up for a one-on-one call. You're going to have a one-on-one call with either me or with Dave. Right now, most of them are being scheduled with me. And we'll look at your business and we'll come up with some strategies. And if it makes sense, you can come join us in our mastermind, which we're going to be doing over the next 3 months. If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But what's the worst case scenario? You might make some money. Cool. Any final thoughts from you, Dave?
No, I'm good. That was fun.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you next week. We'll see you then.